How was she able to get naked pictures of you to post on the internet?
She went into his cell phone account because I do have personal naked pictures on his phone that I...
Even though you know that he's spending time with another woman who does nothing, and you two do nothing but smack talk to each other all the time?
I didn't know that.
This is the plaintiff, Danielle Goodson. She says the defendant leaked a nude video of her onto the internet, and she's been irreparably harmed by that malicious act. The woman also stole her PlayStation 5. She's not about to let her get away with it and is suing her here and now in this court for the $3,750 she says she's owed. This is the defendant, Tiffany LaToya Brown. She says she dated the plaintiff's boyfriend, and the woman posted pictures of her breasts on TikTok, for crying out loud. As for the PlayStation, it wasn't the plaintiff's, it was her ex-boyfriend's. And she doesn't know how this woman could be suing her for something she doesn't even own. She's accused of making a real mess of things. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,493.41, the amount she's owed.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
The People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Goodson and Ms. Brown. As luck would have it, the two of you had been dating the same man, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Ms. Goodson, who is this man?
Coyote Rogers.
And is Mr. Rogers there with you?
Yes.
He's going to be a witness. That's fabulous. We'll talk to him in a moment. So you've been dating him since when?
September of 2019. That's when we made it official. But since the year of 2014, we had like an online relationship.
Okay. And Ms. Brown, you have been dating Coyote Rogers since when?
From September 26, 2017, all the way up until July 5th, 2019, we was on a break. It was never a breakup.
When were you off totally?
Totally, I could say this year.
Okay. And each of you knew about the other one, correct?
No.
No?
I did not know.
I've seen the text. At some point you knew.
I didn't know. At some point I did know.
Yeah, for a long time.
I did not know.
You knew. Once you knew, you didn't dump Coyote Rogers, right?
No.
No. You kept dating him even though she kept sending you pictures of her with him and sending all kinds of texts talking about her with, and you also, Ms. Brown, continued to date him even though you knew that he was dating Ms. Goodson, correct? Like you just both kept dating him and sending each other nasty emails and nasty texts back and forth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Ms. Brown, no nasty texts back and forth to Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers just keeps going from your house to your house to your house to your house, and everything's just fine. Nobody's mad at Mr. Rogers, right, Ms. Goodson?
No. I've been upset with him.
Well, how upset did you get? You stayed with him during all that, and you're with him now, right?
I stay with him because we have children together.
How many children do you have together?
We have 2 children.
Okay, how old are the children?
My son is 1 year old and my daughter is 4 months old.
Okay, so why are you suing here today? Tell me about it.
I'm suing for my PlayStation 5, which she knows is my property that she's holding hostage in her house. I tried to go get my property back with my boyfriend, with a police officer. She wouldn't open up the door. She wouldn't answer the phone or nothing so he could retrieve my property out of her house. Then on top of that, she took new pictures and leaked them all over the internet, made an OnlyFans page with my new pictures. It's all over the place.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Report.
How did she get nude pictures of you?
She was harassing me on the phone. And I thought I hung up the phone and the phone never hung up. So she took still photos of me naked and she sent them to somebody, and that person leaked them all over the internet. It's all over everywhere. And then on top of that, I made a police report about that. And then on top of it, when he was at her house this last time, she hacked into his phone because his phone is on my account. She hacked into his phone and she took all my pictures, my kids' pictures. She took them and she leaked them all over the internet.
How was she able to get naked pictures of you to post on the internet?
She went into his cell phone account because I do have personal naked pictures on his phone that I
Even though you know that
sent
he's
to
spending
my.
time with another woman who does nothing, and you
I
two do
didn't know
nothing but
that.
smack talk to each other all the time?
I didn't know that at the time that the pictures was on his phone. I did not know that.
Okay. All right. So tell
Not
me
the
how she
second
gets
one.
these naked pictures. She goes into your boyfriend's phone
She,
because your boyfriend's at her house
yes,
sleeping with her. So she goes into his
yes.
phone and gets naked pictures of you and does what with them?
Somebody on Facebook that I know got the pictures from the person that she sent them to originally. She
Okay.
sent them to a girl, and the girl is mutual friends with people that I know, and that's how the pictures is on the internet. I have a police report stating that,
What did the
and
police
then
do
she
about
kept
it?
on sending. Um, as of now, they is actively seeking a warrant for her arrest for leaking the nudes and harassment for calling me so like thousands of times.
Okay. What is this a picture of that I have here?
That's her holding my property. That's my PS5. Her holding my property. And she posted that on the internet, taunting me that she went to get my property, and if I want it back, I have to sue her for it.
What's going on, Ms. Brown? Did you leak naked pictures of her?
No, I did not, ma'am. Not at all. I don't even know what she's talking about.
You
She
don't?
called me. I don't. No, I do not.
Okay. Tell
I
me
do
what
not
the
at
story
all.
is here between you two.
Okay. It was September. I text her on Facebook to see where my boyfriend was because he called me and said, Tiffany, we have a problem. We have to handle it. I said, okay, I'm not going to be talking to you on the phone. I'm going to talk to you face to face so we can handle it. I get there. His twin brother tells me he haven't been home for a week. I'm like, what are you talking about? He been telling me he home staring out the window. So then something said, go on his Facebook. I go on his Facebook. Then I see her message. Oh, baby, something, something. I said, oh, let me go see if my boyfriend's there. So then I text her. I said, excuse me, is my boyfriend there? She said, oh, you mean your ex-boyfriend? I said, no, current boyfriend. And then that's how everything went from there with me and her. And
And
then
this is when,
I wound,
2019?
yeah, that's
Yes.
2019.
So
Now,
can
what
I ask you a
happened?
question? When that happens, do you speak to Mr. Rogers?
Yes, I do. I
And
wound
what
up
does he
speaking to
say?
him, and he says, don't worry about it. He's coming back for me. This is just temporary. That's exactly what he said to me.
And you bought it and you kept dating him?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
It was, yeah, yeah.
How is it that you would allow a man to treat you the way the two of you, not only has he treated you folks in like you're garbage, but on top of that, you continue to covet him and let him come back and forth between your houses to the point where, let's look at some of these texts, shall we? All righty. What is this that you sent her?
That's Coyote back. I wrote on his back.
Right, and then you sent it to her, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you guys are enjoying this. It's like you're enjoying it, and rather than, I mean, this is torment. I'm reading this and I'm thinking, neither one of them have any self-respect, or they'd get rid of this guy. And now, for the big reveal, is Coyote Rogers with you, Ms. Goodson?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'd like to speak to Mr. Coyote Rogers. And there he is.
How you guys doing?
Who am I looking at, and who are you, and why are you doing this to these women? Like, how is it that you have la cara, the face, the hard face, to go back and forth between them when you know that they're sending each other these horrible messages and tormenting each other, but you think it's funny? Like, it's funny that you're tormenting both of them?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't. This is. Sorry, I'm stuttering. This was never supposed to happen, at least. But everything just went downhill after me and her broke up. So she just.
Well, after you and who broke up? I don't know
following.
which one you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tiffany Brown.
Okay. Everything went downhill since you broke up, and what?
Yeah, I left New York and I came to Connecticut and I started new here. So.
How long ago was you started new? What do you mean you started new? You were going back and forth from Connecticut to New York because I see them texting each other about them sleeping with you on the same day. So how long was that going on?
Well, me and my girlfriend, we had a few.
Which girlfriend?
We had a few problems here and there. Danielle Goodson.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a few problems here and there.
What? And every time you had a problem in one house, you went to the other one?
Oh no. Tiffany Brown. She would tell me to since I'm in New York, just come see her real quick, or just come spend some time, and I would do that. So that's basically it. I would just go spend time with her and then just come back.
Yeah, I know
really
exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, nothing sexual.
Nothing sexual? Is that what you just said? Nothing sexual with Ms. Brown?
Last time.
Listen, you might be able to pass that garbage on to Ms. Goodson, but you can't pass that on to me because I'm not an idiot, okay? But let me hear from Ms. Let me hear from Ms. Goodson. Switch places with Ms. Goodson. I'm not done with you, but switch places with Ms. Goodson.
Okay.
Ms. Brown, did you post pictures of her naked?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Not at all.
And
I would not do no such
I'm going to need the evidence, Ms. Goodson. I think you would, based on the texts I see back and forth. I think each of you would if you could. But let me ask you, Ms. Goodson, tell me about the PlayStation 5. Why does she owe you $750 for that? What happened there?
Because he took it over there, I guess, to her house, and when he was trying to leave with my property.
So he took your PlayStation 5 to someone else's house, right?
Yes.
Let me talk to that man again.
I never have.
Let me talk to that man again.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Mr. Rogers, whose PlayStation 5 is that?
It's Danielle Goodson.
And why did you take her PlayStation over to that house?
Oh, because I was at my mother's house. I took it over there because I was bored and I had nothing else to do over there at Tiffany Brown's house.
Oh, you sound anything but bored. It sounds like you got a lot to do all the time. Sometimes twice in one night. That's how this reads.
No, Judge.
So
yeah,
you go, and then why did you leave Ms. Goodson's PS5 over there?
I couldn't take it because for one thing, I didn't have a bag. And then Tiffany Brown was just saying that you can't take it unless Danielle Goodson gives me some money for my PlayStation 4.
Why PlayStation 4?
That was like 2 years ago. Like it was a gift. She gave me a gift for my birthday.
So she gave you a PlayStation 4 as a gift.
Correct.
And then what happened? You kept it, and so she wants your girlfriend to pay for the PlayStation 4 that was your gift.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have a counterclaim for that PlayStation 4, Ms. Brown, and you have the Android. What's the Android that you're suing for?
The Android that I let him borrow that he took and she bashed with a hammer.
Ms. Goodson, let me have Ms. Goodson back. Did you break a phone that belonged to Ms. Brown with a hammer?
No. No, he never.
How do you know she took a hammer to a phone, Ms. Brown?
Because Coyote told me and he showed me.
And is this a phone you gave Coyote?
I let him borrow it. I did not give it to him. Giving it to him is like a gift. I wouldn't have mind if it was a gift. I wouldn't even care for it. She could have did whatever she wanted to it. But if it was mine and it was my possession and I let him borrow it.
Why are you giving him a phone to borrow?
Because he got jumped the year before and he didn't have no phone. Me and him was together.
What's the $2,000 that you're suing for stress? Tell me about that.
Her calling my mother, texting my mother, her and her mother talking, having me and my mother almost get into a fight over the stuff that she's telling my mother. It's just too much going on. And then she keep on saying that she's going to spit in my daughter's face, that she want to fight me, that she's in front of my building. She took pictures of my building, and I'm not understanding why. This is just...
I think you're understanding why. You're understanding why. But when was the last time you guys texted each other?
She texted me this month.
And said
called
what?
My phone.
And said what?
That she could have Coyote anytime she wants.
Let me see that text. Did you introduce that text into evidence?
It should be in there. And also it has other new pictures that she sent.
Hold on one second.
That she took off his phone.
Who's this talking?
That's not me.
It's from a fake number, but if you read down, she'll say what she calls herself, Queen Tiffany. That's what she calls herself, Queen Tiffy.
Wait. Told you I'm Queen Tiffy.
Yes.
I know that's what you wrote on his back, so why wouldn't I think this was you? You have to be lying about this.
No, no, I'm not lying about that at all. That was not me. I put my hand to God. That was not
Well,
me at
who's calling
all. I
themselves
don't know.
Queen Tiffy? That's what you wrote on his back when you took a picture and sent it to her from your phone.
That is my name. Yeah. I do call myself that. But that was not me writing that at all. At all. You could take a lie detector test with that one. We got to go to lie detector test with that one
I don't
because I
know
put
that I
that on my
do.
whole soul. It wasn't me.
Ms. Brown, according to Ms. Goodson, there's a warrant out for your arrest. Have you heard anything about that? Do you know whether that's true or not?
I never heard of nothing. She keep on calling me and texting me and telling me that, but
How long has
I
she
don't
been
never, only
calling,
thing,
texting, and telling you that?
she been telling me that since July.
All right. I don't know whether it's true or not true, but I do believe 100% that you had access to a naked video of someone that you passed along to someone else and that ends up all over the internet. Why is that, Ms. Brown? Because I do believe that. Because I see in text that you say, that's not me, that's not me. The person who was texting her from that strange number is Queen Tiffy. So I know it's you, and I know you're lying about that, and that bothers me.
That was not me.
Oh,
I don't
please.
know
Who am I
who
going to
put,
believe, you or my lying eyes? You know, that I know for a fact that that's you because A, it's your style. I see it and I compare it to the other stuff. But B, you say, I told you I'm Queen Tiffy, which is, there's only one person who would say that, and that's Queen Tiffy. You know, I mean, come on. As for her claim against you for the $750 for the PlayStation that I saw a picture of you bragging about how you have it on the bus or the train or whatever that was, I'm ruling in her favor the amount of $550, which when you go on eBay, I see that you can get it for that. And as for her pain and suffering, I am ruling in her favor in the amount of an additional $2,000 because I do think that's you who did that. On your counterclaim against her for a PlayStation 4, you know, there's a contradiction in the evidence between you and that special man that everybody has to be with who says that that was a gift to him. The Android I have no evidence of. The stress, I have a consistent pattern, Ms. Brown, of you sending her stuff and she giving it back to you, but it's always her giving it back to you. It's not her creating havoc for you. It's you sending stuff to her and then her answering you back. And I don't know why, Ms. Goodson, you would take this man back. You know, I realize you have kids with him, but then you chose to have the next kid with him, even though the writing was on the wall already. You could choose whatever you want in your life. But he brought all this into your life. You understand that, right? You forgive him for bringing all this into your life, but he's the guy who brought it into your life. He's the guy who brought it into your life. So why it is that you come out and sue her and then he gets off scot-free, not only that, all is forgiven, come home, be my baby's daddy, is crazy to me. And you have to analyze why you've put yourself in this situation and what kind of respect you have for yourself, where you end up, this is it, this is the man of my dreams, and this is the man I want, and this is the life I want. Because I got to tell you, if he's willing to not only cheat on you, but cheat on you with a woman who is tormenting you, that says a lot. And you need to ask yourself, are you worth more than that? However, having said that, on your counterclaim, Ms. Brown, against Ms. Goodson, I am finding 0. So my net judgment is in favor of Ms. Goodson in the amount of $2,550.
Ms. Brown, you're the defendant in this case. What are you thinking? What do you think about what the judge just said? You to get 0 on your counterclaim.
It's okay. I'm not worried about it as long as everything's finished with. She can have a life with him and just leave me alone and don't text me, don't call me, don't do nothing, don't taunt me, no nothing. That's all. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, you got nothing. Ms. Goodson, you get $2,500, amazingly, but, you know, the judge gave you a really good talking to. What are you thinking about that right now? You heard her. What's going on in your mind?
I respect her opinion and her wisdom, and it gives me something to think about.
And I know Coyote's probably sitting 5 feet away from you right now. You know, it may be hard for you to talk, but I'm just wondering, are you gonna keep him there?
Yes, we have kids together, so we have to try to work things out, and he knows that I'm not going for no more in between. This is the last go around.
All right. Well, listen, good luck to you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Harvey.
Doug, I have to tell you this. In addition to civil penalties here, there are many states, and an increasing number, I might add, that have passed criminal laws against revenge porn. So if somebody posts pictures to get back at somebody, salacious or nude pictures or whatever, and they post it online, that could be a felony.
What are your favorite kinds of cases?
My favorite kinds of cases are litigant-driven, meaning the litigants are great. They're personalities, they're funny, their storytelling ability is good. Like if I can shut up and listen to them, I am mesmerized by the humans that we have populating the earth.
And has any litigant ever intimidated you?
I've never felt intimidated by a litigant. I mean, I'm not easily intimidated, but also there's a big distance between me and them.
Plus, there's Douglas. I mean,
and there's Douglas to my left, and whether people know it or not, we got security here too. And so I've never really felt intimidated by, not even in my prior life in Miami. I've had death threats. I just haven't really felt the intimidation.
Right. How could anybody be frightened with Douglas right there?
Yeah,
come on.
That's my man. That's my man. He's actually, we had a case where there were two litigants fighting in a hallway, and the first person there was Douglas to split them up. Oh yeah.
He had to step in.
Oh yeah, he got there before security even did. Wow. Yep.
This is the plaintiff, James Mattia. He says the defendant took it upon herself to give away some of his valuable welding tools. She had no right doing that without notifying him or getting his permission. And now she won't give him the money from the sale. He has no idea how this woman could think she can get away with something like that. He's here to teach her a lesson and is suing her for the $3,099.84 he's surely owed. This is the defendant, Kathleen Krudoff. She says the plaintiff is the father of her two boys, and they split up in their 20s, but he's been storing his stuff on her property for the past couple of years. The guy never lived in her current house. He's as cheap as they come, and has been getting free storage for all this time. And when she cleaned up her house, she got rid of his junk. Owe him? No way. She's accused of throwing it all away.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant gave away his valuable welding tools, and he says she had no right to do it, and he wants to get compensated. But the defendant says the plaintiff is the father of her two boys. He's been unfairly storing his junk on her property, and she simply cleaned it up one day and got rid of all his old things. It's the case of my tools, you fool.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mattia, you are suing your former wife, Ms. Krudoff, for over $3,000 for welding equipment that she got rid of. You two were married for how long? Were you married, or were you just in a relationship?
Relationship.
Okay, and how long did you two date?
Probably 10 years.
And how long ago was that?
We split up in, I'd say, 1980.
Okay, so you've been separated you haven't been together for 40 years. You have children together?
Yes.
All right, so do you have a good relationship with each other?
I think so.
Well, you had until now, but what happens?
She wanted me to fix her gate and stuff, and so I bought this welding equipment, and I dropped it off over at the house, and then she was in the process of cleaning the stuff up, and so we didn't have a chance to weld the gate and stuff yet. And anyway, and then next thing you know, I found out that she went and she gave the stuff to her new boyfriend.
Okay, hold on. How long was the stuff there in her garage?
About 2.5 months.
2.5 months?
Yes.
When did you put it in there?
In the end of June.
Of what year?
21.
So you put it in at the end of June, and did you tell her you were putting it in there?
Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah. It was her and my son. Anyway, and my son helped. A friend of mine from church, he helped me deliver it over there because it was too big for my truck.
Right, but had you spoken with her individually and said, had she said to you, will you weld my gate a few months ago, and you said, yes, let me bring my welding machine? Like, how did this happen?
Okay, she said she needed her gate First, the back fence, the back gate, and then for the front yard, it's a sliding gate, and she wanted me to remake the whole fence because the wiring was all falling apart.
Okay, and you said, sure, let me bring my equipment.
Yeah.
And she
said... And I was doing it all.
Right, but did she say, yes, bring your equipment?
Yes.
Bring your welding equipment and put it in my garage?
Yes.
All right, and then what happens? Then it's there for 2.5 months and she gives it to her boyfriend?
Yes.
Why would she do that to you if you guys are talking to each other and still friends after 40 years after dating? Why would she do that, do you think?
Her boyfriend wanted it.
Okay, that's it? How did you find out that she had given it to her boyfriend, as you say?
Because I came over here. I came over there because I needed something, and then anyway, and I go, where's my welder? And my son told me, he goes, I think Bill took it.
Okay. How does your son know that Bill took it?
I don't know. I don't know if he helped him load it up or because it's pretty big.
Is your son here? I'd like to talk to your son. Is your son in the room?
No, he lives with her.
Is your son in the room with you, Miss Crudho?
No, not at the time.
At the time, is he in the house?
He's in the house, but he's in his own room.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk to me?
I don't know. I'd have to call him.
All right, let me hear from you. Did you give his welding equipment to your new boyfriend?
No, I gave it away.
Why did you give it away? If it's
the trash people came over and I gave it to them.
Well, but why did you give it away if it's his?
I didn't know whose it was at the moment. I was just cleaning out the garage because I needed to put a new garage door up and everything was in the way.
Okay, but do you not remember telling him, did you ever tell him that he could put that equipment in your garage?
No, he never asked me.
How long has that equipment been in your garage?
As far as I know, it's been there like 2 years.
Okay, so not 2.5 months. It's 2 years that it's been there?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you know that? When you say as far as I know, how do you know?
Because I get up every day and I would notice if somebody was taking things out of the garage to put a welder in it. There's a bunch of stuff in the way. They would have to pull things out. The welder was in the very far back of the garage.
Okay, but how did it get there? It's your garage. How did it get there?
Like I said, I think it's been 2 years. I don't know. He never brought it over. His friend never brought it over.
Well, somebody brought it over. It was in your garage. You saw it, so how did it get there?
He brought it over when I wasn't around.
Oh, why weren't you? But how does he get in when you're not around?
At the moment, the garage door, you could just pull it up. It didn't have a lock on it.
Did he put anything else in your garage?
No, he put things all around my house. I have a big property. He's using my property for his storage.
Right, but how many times did he use your property for his storage?
A bunch of times. He got ski jets, a pop-up camper.
Okay, and he put the pop-up camper on your property?
A pop-up camper.
And what does that have to do with
it? And I asked him to get it out. He got that one out.
Oh, so he put that on your property too? So he uses your property like his personal storage, but apparently you're letting him.
Yes.
Because it happens over and over. I don't know how it is that it happens over and over. So did you give...
He thinks he can use my stuff. He takes advantage of me. I went into the hospital. I had a stroke, and then he brings over all his stuff from his storage and just pops it on my car trailer in the back.
Okay. So according to you, it's been there 2 years. It's abandoned. You don't know who it belongs to. And the people who cleaned out the garage cleaned that out too.
I cleaned it out to get a new garage door.
Right, but so where did it go? Where is the welding equipment? You're saying
I gave it to the people who take out the trash. They take it. They haul it away in the trailer.
Okay, the same people who were cleaning out your garage.
Yeah.
All right. I'd kind of like to talk to your son. I'm just going to ask him one question.
I'm handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair. And
oh, darling, I'm sorry.
I would have to put everything down.
Nope, no problem. That's a problem for you, though, Mr. Matyap, because you tell me, somebody told me she gave it to her boyfriend, and the way you're able to prove that is by having your son testify to that. And Ms. Krudoff, when you say that you let the cleaning people take it, the people who were cleaning out your garage, you've submitted into evidence an unsigned piece of paper. It's just typewriting. There's not even a signature, much less notarization. But it purports to be from Donald. Is that the junk removal company owner?
No, I had another person.
Well, who's Donald?
He picks up trash.
Is he the person that took the welding stuff?
No, I have other people who pick up metal.
Okay. Where's the statement from the people you gave the metal to?
I lost contact with them.
Did you? Because he says here, I did not, Kathy asked us to leave a few items, such as the white welding machine and a few other tools in the garage so that she can take care of those items. And they were left in the garage for Kathy. That's what he says. So he says he didn't take the welding equipment. So where's the welding equipment? If you gave it to somebody else and not the guy who was hired to clean out your garage, who did you give it to?
Right, the metal people.
Well, then prove that. Give me something from the metal people.
Well, I didn't ask them to.
Do you have any evidence about how long that stuff was there, Mr. Mott? Yeah, she says it was there for years and that you abandoned it. So do you have any evidence, either text messages where she says, hey, can you fix my fence? Anything that would give me a timeline of when you might have brought that equipment there?
Yes. Well, okay. In the evidence, I sent you a couple letters from the guy that brought the welder over there, and at the same time, like that next month after that, he did all her plumbing.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading now. I was contacted by Jim asking for confirmation of having purchased a like-new MIG welder from Gilson. In fact, he purchased that and all the additional tools in the spring of 2021. I personally helped him gather, sort, and load all his purchases at Gilson's home and helped decide the purchase prices. And then here's your affidavit from Tony saying, I was asked to help him pick up and move his welding system to his ex-wife's home. I know her from previously helping her with plumbing issues and did not have an issue helping James. I helped him move the welder, the welding lead, a cart, 2 tanks, as well as some welding accessories. All items are placed in Kathy's garage. Was Kathy there when it was brought in?
She was inside the house. See, she had a stroke, so she kind of has problems of remembering some stuff. And anyway, and it wasn't buried in the back of the garage. It was right at the very front of the garage.
Okay, can I ask you, so Tony wouldn't have seen her that day, right?
Yeah, no, we did.
He saw her that day?
Yes.
Did he, because he went in, knocked on the door to say hello?
Well, she's mostly in a wheelchair, so she doesn't get around too much. But yeah, I believe so that he went in and said hi to her and stuff.
Do you have a new boyfriend now, Ms. Krudhoff?
I have a friend that I've known for a long time, and he's back in time working, and he's staying at my house.
Is his name Bill?
Yeah.
Is Bill in the house?
No, he's in Alabama.
With the welding equipment?
What's that?
With the welding equipment?
No, I gave that to the metal people.
See, here's what I have. I have a guy who routinely store things on your property. And you may not like it, but the easy fix is tell him not to do it anymore. It's your property. It's not a problem. I have you telling me it was an honest mistake because you're saying you didn't know who it belonged to. There's literally welding equipment that takes up, how much space does the welding equipment take up, Mr. Matya?
It's about the size of a couch.
Right, and you don't know how it got there. You can't explain how it got there, but it's there, and there's no clue how it got there or who it belongs to. That already sounds a little suspicious. Then I've got you telling me, and that stuff's been there for years. It's been abandoned for years. I find that already a little bit hard to believe, that something that takes up the room of the space of a couch is in your garage and you have no clue how it got there. But I also have affidavits from people explaining to me that he just bought it this year and that he just brought it to your house a few months ago. So maybe he's right when he says that you have memory issues as a residual effect of the stroke. I don't know, but I do know this. It's not the way you're saying. It's not abandoned there for the last 2 years. It's something that just got there, and it shouldn't have just been dispensed with like that. The fact that there's this other affidavit from the other guy who was handling garbage, just not that kind of garbage, who says, I didn't touch that, she told me to leave that there, tells me that you must know that this stuff is valuable and belongs to someone. And if he's the guy putting stuff there all the time, why wouldn't your first phone call be to him? I don't know. But I do know this. That stuff was there. It was there with permission, and you got rid of it, which means so you either got rid of it and gave it away or gave it to someone else. Either way, it's his stuff. and he's entitled to compensation for it. I come up with a slightly different figure than you, Mr. Matya. My total is $3,071.19. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff is going to prevail in this case. Mr. Mattia, you are going to get what you were seeking here in the People's Court. How do you feel about it? Are you relieved?
Yeah, I'm glad to get the money back for it. Yeah, I help her out all the time. I still bring her groceries and stuff. I don't have no remorse about. She's a nice person.
Yeah, but you're still getting what you asked for.
I know for a fact she gave it to her boyfriend, and he is in construction.
Oh, really? All right. Well, bottom line, the judge sides with you, believes you, and so it was your lucky day in the People's Court. You've prevailed. So congratulations to you. Okay? Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay.
You're very welcome. All right. Let's see what Harvey's perspective is on this case. Harvey?
Doug, the rules on abandoning property vary from city to city and state to state. The amount of time can vary as well. So if you want to find out what governs your area, go online and check it out.
A workman came into my house to do a repair, and he dropped a wrench on my tile floor and shattered a tile. He wants to pay for the estimated cost of one tile, but I can't get that tile anymore and match it. I need new floors. Who's right?
This is the age-old fight that I saw as a judge over and over and over again, usually in the context of a homeowner claim.
Against their insurance company.
And the hypothetical here is the question that's come in has to do with somebody who came in and broke something, who potentially is insured and bonded and licensed and will pay for it. But when it's in the insurance company context, there's always this dynamic, this fight between the homeowner who doesn't want the aesthetic defect of one tile that just doesn't match, and the insurance company saying, well, you know, we're going to have to demolish all of the tile that runs from your kitchen into your hallway, into your 2 bedrooms, into your living, who knows how far, and we're going to have to pay for the demolition and pay for the new tiles, and it's not fair.
And we don't want to.
It's not fair. It's a windfall for you.
Right.
That's what they say.
Right.
And it's all going to depend on policy language in that context, because some policies speak to it
What about in
specifically.
this one?
This one, I think the guy should pay.
I do too.
And he should pay for the continuous tile that goes out through the whole house if that's what it is, because come on, it's not fair. You should have the tile. It should look the same. It shouldn't
What
look...
I would do if I was trying to resolve this is I would say to them, how long do you think you need to find the exact match?
Right.
Oh, I need, give me a week. I'll give you 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks with the exact match. If it's an exact match, we're golden. Right. Put the onus on them and their company to go ahead and do that, because they'll never find it.
I mean,
if they
honestly,
tell you, you find it. That's the hard part, is the finding it. Right. Now, I have matched tile, and I have gone to every single tile.
Oh my God, I went with you.
You do not. You went to like 10%.
A crazy person.
You went to 10% of the places I went to.
I remember it.
And I went through batches to find the exact match.
In the warehouse in 90-degree heat, digging through.
Right. Now, bring me another box. They're like, lady, we can't do that. Yeah, but I found the 4 tiles I needed to make a match and not have a disaster. And
that's true.
But I don't recommend other people put that workload on themselves.
No, and the truth is, tile, once you've bought it, a year or 2 later, it's usually not available. I mean, it doesn't take
sometimes.
long.
That's why you should always keep quite a few of them extra.
Yeah, and we always do.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. We will see you for the next session of the People's Court.